Coming up, we take an in-depth look at the history behind the establishment of the Tzu Chi Indonesia Chapter. And we find out how harmful plastic floating debris is to our ocean and to human lives. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. We start today's program in Taiwan. Over the weekend, more than 460 Tzu Chi volunteers from 21 different countries converged in Hualien to attend the 2015 Tzu Chi International Meeting. Among the countries participating in the meeting is Indonesia. Next, we see how Tzu Chi volunteers in Indonesia have carried out the organization's missions of charity, medicine, education, humanistic culture, and recycling over the past 2 decades.
For people in Indonesia, the Angke River in Jakarta is a reminder of the massacre that occurred there in 1740. However, in 2002, local Tzu Chi volunteers transformed the river, cleaning out the waste that had accumulated over the decades. The volunteers' gestures has changed the public's perception of the Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter.
The project to clean up the Angke River is a turning point for Tzu Chi in Indonesia, because it inspired members of the public, entrepreneurs, and kind-hearted people to donate to the cause. After a year of planning and construction, the Sengkaren DaAi village was established.
In 2003, residents who used to live along the Angke River started moving into DaAi villages. In 2005, the Tzu Chi Foundation established 3 DaAi villages in Aceh, which was hard hit by the 2004 South Asian tsunami. To alleviate suffering in the country since 2005, the local Tzu Chi chapter has been collaborating with the Indonesian armed forces to help the less fortunate rebuild their homes. Working towards a common goal, over the years, Tzu Chi has collaborated with the Indonesian armed forces and the Center Mass Group to hold rice distributions and free clinics. Furthermore, the philosophy of the bamboo bank era has also taken root locally.
Everyone needs to live a balanced lifestyle. Besides earning money, it is also important to do good deeds. Tzu Chi Foundation's good work in Indonesia has dramatically improved the lives of many citizens. The organization has also encouraged entrepreneurs to help restore the Angke River and build DaAi villages. I believe the Tzu Chi Foundation and the Indonesian Armed Forces have the same goal in mind.
Since the restoration project of the Angke River in 2002, local Tzu Chi volunteers have continued to assist those in greater need. Over the past decade, the charity organization's missions have slowly flourished in Indonesia. Since the first seeds of Tzu Chi was planted in Indonesia in 1993, the charity organization has continued to work for the betterment of the less fortunate, regardless of the differences between race and faith. It is hoped that the organization and its volunteers can continue to inspire locals to have a compassionate heart.
The Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter is about to present the musical adaptation of the Water Repentance Sutra in a few months, and one Tzu Chi volunteer has taken up the challenge of inviting a great number of people in Klang to participate. Besides traveling long distances to invite members of the public to take part in the musical adaptation, she has also reflected upon herself and grown from the experience.
As a member of Tzu Chi's activity planning team, Malaysian Tzu Chi volunteer Wen Baoyu is responsible for leading the volunteers in Klang City in the adaptation of the Water Repentance Sutra.
I am under pressure. My husband said I might have white hair next year as a result.
To encourage the members of the public to participate, Wen Baoyu traveled far and wide.
那不能出来的菩萨，我们走
We
进
are willing to
去
go and explain
没有
to
含
people
泪
how they
没
can
有含苦
participate.
都是
I don't
幸
feel
福的，都是
tired.
甘愿的
If anyone wants to take part, I am willing to invite
我
them
们
and
只要你愿意
explain.
来，我们都愿意跟您说明。
While Wen Baoyu now works tirelessly and with confidence to get people to take part in the sutra adaptation, she actually had a troubled past.
我们到学校，然后老师也不认同我们这
My
个
teacher
传
did
统的
not
孩
encourage
子
the
从
children
那
in
时候
my
觉得说
village.，
好像这个
I felt that I was neglected as a child, and no matter how hard I tried, no one would tell me I was good.
也没有人告诉你你好棒。
举起，收，转向右边。
当我需要去呈现我自己的时
When I
候
have，the opportunity to present myself, I will hesitate and doubt my own ability.
我会怀疑我自己。
Wen Baoyu grew confident through volunteering with Tzu Chi, and she hopes that the merit created by her good deeds can be dedicated to her family in Taiwan.
我没有办法在爸妈身边做一个孝
I
顺
cannot care for or
的
accompany
贴心
my
的孩
parents.
子。我是希望说，透过这样的一个璀璨的一个演绎，除了洗涤自己
By
的一些
participating in the
不
sutra
好的习
adaptation,
气
I hope
能
to
够
not
让自
only
己
change for the
找
better,
到一个
but also
平衡点
dedicate the
也
merit
透
of
过璀
expounding
璨
the
的一个
Dharma
承
to my
担跟
mother.
一个
We stay in Malaysia and meet Tsai Mei Fa, a diabetes patient who undergoes dialysis treatments 3 times a week. To ease his financial burden back in 2008, Tzu Chi gave him 500 ringgits a month until he received government subsidies in 2010. To reciprocate the help he has received from Tzu Chi for the past 4 years, he has been volunteering at the Tzu Chi recycling station.
Mondays through Fridays, Tsai Mei Fa volunteers at the recycling station in Ampang New Village of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
如果我在家
Rather than wasting my time at home, Sister Li Rong asked me to come to the recycling station.
叫我来环保站做一点点。
7 years ago, Tsai Mei Fa was diagnosed with diabetes and had to undergo dialysis 3 times a week. Though he only received financial support from Tzu Chi for a year, he has been volunteering at the recycling station for 4 years nevertheless.
就来开门，然后做到12点1点哈。
He starts his day at the recycling station at 9 a.m. and finishes his work at around 12 and 1 p.m. and then goes home for a nap afterwards. After undergoing dialysis for 4 hours in the afternoon, he ends his day. However, the next day, he comes back to the recycling station filled with energy.
精力过来做环保了。
Fatigue is a common side effect for patients receiving dialysis treatment. However, by doing recycling, Tsai Mei Fa has gained much strength.
不過你頭暈啊，你嚟
Sometimes I get dizzy, but volunteering at the recycling station makes me sweat and brings me energy. By volunteering at the recycling station, I feel healthy and energetic.
好像最近也是比较健
Mei Fa seems healthier than ever. As a result, he's also much happier.
其实美发师兄哦，他值得我们学习的。
Brother Mei Fa is a role model for us. Despite his long-term illness, his determination and perseverance remains steadfast on recycling missions. Undergoing dialysis is a lifelong burden.
好了，没事了，就不用洗了，一生人了。
Being a recycling volunteer, Tai is not only working to safeguard the planet, but he is also cultivating his inner spirituality. The station gives him strength and motivation to find his meaning of life.
Every year, tens and thousands tons of plastic debris are found floating in the ocean. Research shows that these plastic debris do not decompose naturally, but instead break down into smaller parts that fish or other organisms consume, confusing them as a food source. In today's report, we find out just how harmful these marine debris are to humans.
I'm standing on Niujiao Beach in Mazu's Nangan Township. Currently, it is low tide, and we can see that the beach is littered with plastic debris. Besides the large pieces of styrofoam, there are tiny white pieces scattered about. These are also styrofoam pieces broken apart by the ocean.
When these small pieces of styrofoam float in the ocean or wash ashore, birds or fish often mistake them for food.
It will affect their health, even cause them to die.
Even the critically endangered Chinese crested tern has been affected by Matsu's marine debris. A Chinese crested tern was photographed with a plastic bottle cap stuck in its bottom beak, unable to remove the cap or eat on its own.
Another bird brought a fish to eat and the Chinese crested tern lived. He was able to get away.
Although this tern was able to survive, other marine life aren't so lucky. As the plastic and styrofoam ages, it doesn't disappear. Instead, the material breaks down into smaller pieces that marine life mistakes as food.
Upon dissecting the birds and fish after their passing, we discover marine debris in their stomachs.
Many of the clams that live in shallow waters started to die because the sediment in which they live has changed.
Not only are the clams in the wild dying, but those bred in farms cannot escape a similar fate.
We can see that the oyster's shells are metallic green. It's evident that the aqua plants, mollusks, and such are now highly polluted.
It affects the shellfish and shrimp, then fish, later birds, and possibly even otters.
The ocean's pollution is very severe. The otters live in the intersection of saltwater and freshwater, so as the pollution gets worse, I think these otters will have a hard time surviving.
In April of 2014, 2 baby otters were rescued off Jinmen's Guningtou wetlands.
Many marine lives are not able to distinguish between food and the plastic floating in the ocean. And when they digest plastic, it creates a biomagnification effect.
Fish and shrimp eat these smaller organisms. Then humans consume the fish and shrimp. In the end, this garbage ends up affecting humans too.
With humans at the top of the food chain, they too are affected by marine debris.
While in the water, these plastic pieces absorb chemical compounds such as DDT, PCB, and other trace substances from the ocean. Because of their absorption property, these small plastic pieces become very concentrated with harmful chemicals.
When these chemical-filled plastic pieces are eaten by fish and other marine life, the chemicals enter the food chain. Following when humans consume seafood, these chemicals can go on to cause cancer and other abnormalities. In the end, a vicious cycle ensues as humans continue to create more plastic that is thrown into the ocean and consumed by marine life. Protecting the planet includes protecting the ocean. Besides beach cleanups, citizens of the world must all refrain from creating plastic garbage, as it is only in working together to eliminate the source of the problem that the world can finally be a cleaner place. The Tzu Chi Japan chapter held a one-day parent and child workshop to teach children about how to treat others with respect and kindness. Tzu Chi volunteers in Japan have also been offering Chinese classes, and the students recently showcased what they learned.
The Tzu Chi Japan chapter has been holding Chinese classes, and today the students are eager to demonstrate what they have learned.
I'm Kanda Yu, and I'm in the 4th grade Chinese class. It's my pleasure to meet you.
Self-introduction in fluent Chinese is just the basics compared to these children's recitation of a Tang Dynasty Chinese poem. Although the younger children can't speak Chinese as fluently, their performance was the highlight of the show. Parents got busy capturing the snapshots of the event.
Tzu Chi provides a good learning environment. The teachers are very patient. While most children are afraid of their teachers, they are not afraid of the teachers here.
The adults took the opportunity to talk about why they took up Chinese.
I'm learning Chinese because I would like to travel to Taiwan. I'm learning Chinese because my parents-in-law are from Hengchun Township in Taiwan.
The Chinese classes are so well taught that even the reserved Japanese students took the opportunity to express their love for their teachers and praise Tzu Chi.
I like Tzu Chi. I want to thank the teachers. I love you.
Courtesy enhances interpersonal relationships. Besides holding Chinese classes, the Tzu Chi Japan chapter also held a workshop for children to learn about the importance of being courteous. In this parent and child workshop, the children learned about good manners and courtesy. They also paired up with other parents, so the kids can learn how to interact with different adults.
Arranging flowers is similar to drawing, and I let her do it by herself, as children are actually very creative.
Children first learned to serve tea and then headed outdoors to enjoy playing games at Shinjuku Goyon National Garden. The one-day activities taught the children good manners, and this important lesson will help them form great relationship with people around them as they grow up.
Moving to Taipei, Taiwan, the 16th Jingsi Aphorism Seminars for Teachers took place on April 12th, where more than 100 educators exchanged ideas on how to instill wholesome values and enable moral character and kindness in their students. While in Banqiao, New Taipei City, Tzu Chi volunteers hosted a workshop for those interested to serve as hospital volunteers and to equip them with the necessary skills and know-how to provide patients with top-quality medical service. But first, let's go to Malaysia and join the first volunteer training seminar of the year at the Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter.
Here in Malaysia, the first volunteer training workshop of the year is being held at the Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter. A total of 196 people signed up to take part in the seminar.
We want our newly joined volunteers to have a better understanding of Tzu Chi's origins and for them to understand the importance of teamwork.
Tzu Chi volunteer Yu Guo-en, who suffers from cerebellar atrophy, was also present at the seminar, and his words of encouragement moved many of the participants.
I feel ashamed that I did not use my time more wisely. I should have dedicated more time to helping others.
Yu's positive attitude towards life motivated Su Hui-wen, whose spine was injured when she was in the 6th grade, to work to conquer her physical setbacks.
It is a struggle for him to speak, yet he never complains about his situation. Through action, he is proving himself capable of overcoming his challenges. I feel that if he can do it, then so can I.
Tzu Chi volunteers also arranged for trainees to join them on home visitations, in the hope that these newly joined volunteers may experience the joys and reward of helping others. Close to 1,000 members of the public who hope to become hospital volunteers have gathered at the Tzu Chi Banqiao grounds to learn from medical staff and senior volunteers on how to provide quality medical care to help meet patients' emotional and medical needs.
We have to put ourselves in our patients' shoes and think of their needs and the services they require, so to enhance the overall patient experience.
These lessons prepares us for actual situations. At least we won't panic as much when situations arise.
We realize that being a hospital volunteer is not all that easy. There are so many aspects to take into consideration.
Not only have attendees gained a good grasp of the qualities and skills of a hospital volunteer, moreover, they look forward to providing their services in the near future. At the Jingsi Aphorism Seminar, educators discovered deeper meanings hidden within interactive games.
The game really struck a chord in my heart. When there is a knot in your heart, the more you tug at it, the tighter it becomes, and the more trapped you are. When I sought help from a sister, she showed me the way out. It turns out when someone points you in the right direction, you can solve all your problems.
Jian Meiduan, a primary camp school teacher, is attending the Jingsi aphorism seminar for the 5th time. She says this is where she recharges her spiritual batteries.
The biggest change came within me. I used to be very short-tempered, but now when I'm in class or managing conflict between my students, I can very quickly apply Jingsi aphorisms to these situations.
With a heart to learn, educators from various fields of study and DaAi mothers hope to learn the wisdom contained within the Jingsi aphorisms to guide and inspire their students.
Guided by Tzu Chi volunteers, students of the Tzu Chi Club from Tzu Chi College of Technology visited solitary seniors, seniors with limited mobility, as well as single-parent families. The students have not only learned how to interact with the care recipients, but also learned how to be more content and grateful for what they have.
80-year-old Grandpa Tian, who lives alone, happily welcomes the visiting students.
I'm very happy to see you all today. If it was not for your visit, I would not have had anyone to talk to for the entire day.
Alongside the Tzu Chi volunteers, students of the Tzu Chi Club of the Tzu Chi College of Technology work with the seniors.
Grandpa Tian needs someone who can listen to him. We do not have to say much, but offering our time and support is what he needs the most.
对伊的康处的用吼，安尼有无？安尼愈来愈外口，安尼有，安尼才袂有物件走入去内底哦。爱为内底去到外口。
Students of the Tzu Chi College of Technology put their knowledge to good use by teaching one senior the proper way to clean her wound. To reciprocate, the grandma later sings along with the volunteers.
Both of the seniors have diabetes, so we're teaching them the proper way to clean their wounds to prevent infection.
Besides caring for the seniors, students also care for children from single-parent households.
Both Taidong and Hualien have a large population of children and elderly. Many children are raised solely by their grandparents. So with these home visitations, we want to bring our love to warm the hearts of these children.
Through the home visitations, students not only witness suffering firsthand, but also experience the joys of giving.
Returning to Banqiao, New Taipei City, Tzu Shao's recently visited the Fuzhou man-made wetlands on a field trip. Besides learning more about plant ecology, students also helped pick up recyclables in the area. We will leave you with these images at the end of the show. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.